Hi, everyone. My name is Vincent Balangue, and I'm currently a PhD student in the Business Psychology, Industrial Organizational Psychology track at the LA campus. And the title of my dissertation is Transforming the Bamboo Ceiling to a Bamboo Floor, an analysis of psychological capital, psychological climate, resilience, and authentic leadership in Filipino culture, where I address the problem of the Asian and Filipino American bamboo ceiling by improving authentic leadership development through various positive psychological concepts. To provide background, the bamboo ceiling is the underrepresentation of Asians in organizational leadership positions within the U.S. labor market, despite having overrepresentation in educational attainment and high-paying occupations. While Asian Americans are focused on obtaining the hard skills to get a good job, they haven't obtained the required social skills to be leaders in these jobs. And reaching these leadership levels within an organization requires individuals to build relationships with executives and learn how to brand themselves to show they are a cultural fit. This necessity requires soft skills such as formal and informal presentations and interactions with peers and supervisors, which is beyond the hard skills or traditional intelligence in which many Asian Americans are raised to believe. As a subset of the Asian American diaspora, Filipinos hold additional unique cultural values such as palakasan, utang nagloob, and lakas nagloob that have unique implications when acquiring leadership critical soft skills. Specifically, Filipinos consider managerial kindness, courtesy, and concern for employee well-being to be more important attributes than actual managerial competence in the leadership role. In this regard, Filipino workers can work very well with and have a natural preference to be leaders who adopt the authentic leadership style, which by definition needs to be aware of their values and morals, display their emotions appropriately, adhere to their values in the face of adversity, and most importantly, act ethically while being transparent to build a strong relationship with their employees. So, in order to break the bamboo ceiling for Filipinos, the purpose of the study is to help develop more competent, authentic Filipino leaders who already have the natural affinity for authenticity. Specifically, with the results of the study, organizations can learn how to develop potential authentic leaders at two levels. First, at the individual level through psychological capital, which is defined as when a person has confidence to take on and put in the necessary work to succeed at challenging tasks, and has a positive outlook on succeeding now and in the future. And also through resilience, which is a person's ability to bounce back from problems, conflict, or failure. And second, at the organizational level through psychological climate, which is a person's overall judgment of their work environment and if this environment is seen as positive or negative to their overall well being. As such, the studies test a hypothetical path analysis framework that is depicted in the bottom portion of the poster. That first tests whether psychological capital mediates the relationship between psychological climate and authentic leadership, and whether resilience influences the effect of the individual's perception of psychological climate and their level of authentic leadership. This framework stems from differing evidence found among the relationships of these variables in the literature. For example, since there is a strong evidence suggesting relationships between psychological capital and psychological climate, and psychological capital and authentic leadership, and support for a construct similar to psychological climate, such as positive organizational context or organizational environment, and not psychological climate specifically, that relate to authentic leadership, the proposed path analysis framework hypothesizes that psychological capital is a mediating factor within the relationship of psychological climate and authentic leadership. Similarly, evidence shows resilience and positive organizational environments can improve authentic leadership development. Again, with this allusion to psychological climate through the positive organizational environment variable, and not psychological climate specifically, resilience can also play an interaction effect in the already strong relationship of psychological climate and authentic leadership, which is the second hypothesis in this framework. And to test this framework, 129 participants who are Filipino adults and currently hold a position that manages people where they lead at least one direct report completed the original instruments depicted on the right side of the poster. the Psychological Capital Questionnaire, Authentic Leadership Questionnaire, and Psychological Climate Measure that measured psychological capital, authentic leadership, and psychological climate, respectively. All instruments are distributed by the survey panel service Sentiment and will be scored in the original instrument scoring format, where final scores will be used in the final analysis, which includes descriptive statistics and a multiple regression analysis, which will test the mediation and moderation effects of the proposed path analysis framework, which will all be done in the statistical program language R. However, at this time of the presentation, data is still being collected for the final analysis. So with that, I just want to thank you for listening and reviewing my dissertation research, and also a huge thank you to my dissertation chair, Dr. Harmon, and Doctors Gorgian and Rosen, who are also part of my committee. I'm also happy to discuss any questions you may have by reaching me at my email address, vxb1824@ego.thechicagoschool.edu. Thank you.